Samp Nuggets, and welcome back to Coffee Talk. It's day 10, so get cozy, get something to drink, perhaps some snacks, and let's drink and talk. New image recognition tech confuses gnomes with dwarves. A review. Robot asked to give ultimate advice, and elven burnout is real. Here's how to avoid it. Well, I'm not an elf, so I think, well, maybe I'm an elf. I'm probably not an elf. That's the questionable thing, is what is we? I have the feeling that we're either God or an alien. One of the two. Good evening. Yay, there's my man, but give me a second, I need to check my phone. Tom with a chill. Girls always has her secrets. I'm sure she does. Top of the morning to you, laddies. Hungover but feeling awesome. Just spent almost 2 hours checking on the mobile game in the App Store. The amount of copycat games are just staggering. Very true. Cannot wait for all the hundreds of thousands of Mickey Mouse based Five Nights at Freddy's. Was that one the Huggy Wuggy thing? That, all that shit. No deliveries today. We'll resume tomorrow. Thanks for updating me. I will make sure not to do any delivery orders. Officer, welcome. Do I have? No, I do not have a later. Hey, Doe. How are you doing? This is the part of the conversation where you respond. Officer? Oh. Hey, Starry. My mind is kinda elsewhere right now. No worries. Work issues? What else? I'm all ears if you want to chat. Hey, your pal. I'm in a real bind, too. What happened? Well, never-ending workplace issues aside. Things are getting weird by the minute, and I'm feeling out of my depths. Are you talking about your recent patrols? Yeah. I've been analysing the CCTV footage the last couple of days. Uh-huh, I see. How'd that go? Did the cameras manage to capture anything? Yes, and no. The infrareds. I've always pronounced it infrareds. It's a Scottish thing. We throw away letters and words all the time. Infrareds. Got a couple of blurry images. Ran off, turned a corner, and disappeared. Couldn't be anything. Could have been nothing. It could have been anything like rats or cats, but neither fits what I heard on the scene. Footsteps, you know, the laughter. Shit the bed last night. Come to think of it, sounded more like giggles. Giggles. Can werebeasts giggle? No, that says no. And even if they could, it doesn't explain the footsteps, really. I see. So what's next? I'm totally paying attention. Do you know why the satyrs from France are more musical than the ones from America? Because they have French horns. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. Just a minute. I'll be with you in a second, Jorji. There we go. Yeah. Where's the block button? I don't. Anyway, sorry. So what's next? What are you gonna do about it? I have some ideas, but they're just wild theories at this point. I do love a wild theory. In short, I'm stumped. You know, I've been racking my brain ever since Miss Riona dropped that bomb about the fairies, you see. Oh, what about them? As it turns out, fairies was an umbrella term for many types of beings. Anything that didn't fit the known physical rules at that time were referred to as such. Oh, does that mean banshees were part of the fairy folk? Probably. Not anymore, though. It's an ongoing process, but the list is getting shorter. But back then, any sentient beings that were even remotely incomprehensible were considered that. And that includes apparitions. Ah, ghosts. Sorry, we don't use that word in this shop. I apologise as manager, owner, supplier, Waiting staff. I'm sorry for my behaviour. We won't use that word again. Yeah. Apparition's like... Oh, there's the bad weather. Ghosts. He said it! He said it! Arrest him! Ghosts. Ghosts. I see. What do you mean I see? Huh? Does it sound like a bad joke to you? Not sure I follow. But, come on. Ghosts don't exist. Give me a minute. Banshee. The tale sometimes recounts that the woman, though called a fairy, was a ghost, often a specific murdered woman or a woman or a mother who died in childbirth. In some parts of the line, so woman is referred to as a bean caliente, whose wail is so piercing that it can shatter glass. Banshees. Aren't banshees ghosts? That was always my kind of understanding. The Banshee, history and meaning of the Irish ghost. Legend of the Banshee. Other Irish mythology stories relating to the Banshee say that she is a ghost. Ghost. Banshee. You've been speaking to a ghost this entire time. Let's not tell him that, because I have the feeling that no sleep for Officer Jorji if they find that out. So, we'll just keep that between us for now. Because if they do, all I can think about is that damn tree now. Ah, right, the tree. Does that mean it's haunted? Could be. A drink? No alcohol, unfortunately. Don't get how you can be so calm about this. Well, I mean, I'm in the shop. Why wouldn't I be? I mean, there have been all sorts of customers here. Some of them are so out of this world, even. Sometimes literally. You're right. I guess you're not the only one who's being weird here. Don't say that. I'm not weird. I notice that nothing does as a reflection to see what I am, but I'm not weird. Right? Everyone has their own picadillos. True that. If you don't mind telling me though, may I ask the reason you're so afraid of ghosts? Gosh, no. That's a long story. Not something I'm ready to talk about anyway. That's understandable. All you need to know is my fear was never caused by actual ghosts. Oh, I see. Suggestion is a very powerful thing, though. And that's all I'm willing to share for now. Okay, thanks for sharing. Definitely shares the least out of all the characters thus far. You know, it's funny. My grandpops was very into this stuff. So is my daughter. They're like my opposites, very curious and fascinated by the unknown. Not that I'm not, mind you. It's just that my time as a cop and all unknown variables usually mean trouble. I see, that makes sense, kind of vaguely. Again, fantasy land with vampires. They're the kind of people who can see things for nothing. And I mean that in the best way possible. Like, you know the Zen rock garden thing from Japan? They understand the zenness of it. Yeah, man, buy a Zen garden from Amazon, now with 20% more Zen. I don't, but it doesn't stop me from thinking it's chill, you know? I think you almost got it. Yeah. But I'm sure he and my daughter could talk about it for hours. Too bad he passed away before she was born. Sorry to hear that. Don't be. Anyway, you gonna drink something, or are you just gonna smoke in my cafe? On that note, Toph, you see my letter right? I'd say I'm pretty well acquainted with it now, yes. My bad. It was originally my grandpop's. He bought it sometime after the war ended. It was to commemorate the upcoming new era, he said. In more ways than one. You don't happen to have it, do you? He got honorably discharged due to severe leg injury he'd never be able to recover from. At the time, he was living right across the street from the former town hall. For obvious reasons, he couldn't walk there. So it was for a good location for him for all the veterans support nearby and all. Right? I presume this story's going somewhere. Now, by that street. You see, my grandpaps liked to chat. Never liked being alone, that guy. Plus, he pretty much hated this bleak room. So, sometimes he'd go and hang out with the street vendors in front of his old place. And all kinds of beans there, along with their pets from all walks of life. That's why he'd have a lot of stories about the craziest things. Ah, I see. You see, the street's name just came to my mind last night. Can you take a guess what it is? You mean Orange Street, Wasn't called that before, that's why the whole thing didn't click with me straight away. But I went through his files and checked it out. Does that mean the vendor was talking about bingo? Hey, you know what? Brought the light earlier. What if the reason that all this bad stuff's happening to Jorji is because he actually has the lighter? Wow, what a coincidence. I'm sure it's only a coincidence. Let's... Cam? Cat, do you want some tea? What do you mean? Come on. In no way that's just coincidence and stuff. Everything is lining up too perfectly. You ask me. Uh-oh. Think about what's happened so far. It was my team that found out about the vandalism before they dumped the whole case on me. And my car was hit out of everyone's. Right. Then my luck started tanking. Broken mug, the fan, the black cat. Just tons of weird stuff happened the past week alone, you see. Right. One thing led to another. My team was chosen to lead the investigation. You tell me who's in charge of the case? Me. Then there's a banshee lady, your patron, with some information I wouldn't have thought of. Dead tree stuff at the ferry market. Information I wouldn't have even remembered on my own. Right? And now we know why I keep losing my lair, right? How are they not connected? Tell me. Well, if you listen them all in order like that. I'm telling you, Toph, this place is calling for me. The case is made for me. But they picked the wrong guy. I'm just real bad at dealing with spooks. They make me question everything I've ever known, you know? But I always thought you're pretty good at handling ambiguities, officer. Now, when it comes to the supernatural stuff. Because we don't know enough about what's real and what's not. What will they do? Will they hurt us? Do they bring bad luck? Good luck? What's the truth? Who knows? You should take a day off and catch up on your sleep. Huh? What's that? No, nothing. Have you had a lot of caffeine lately, Jorji? You know, another patron of mine suggests a documentary to watch. Yeah? Focus on some interesting drinks from around the world. You could find everything from the mundane to the extreme. From local comforts to really special stuff. And I keep thinking one particular drink might interest you. Oh? Sentence I never thought I'd say in my life. It's something like a protection drink. It's made of coffee, honey, lemon, and a slew of other ingredients. But since this is a simple game, I'm only going to click the 3. Coffee, honey, lemon. Coffee, honey, lemon. Huh? Protection from what, though? From evil spirits and bad luck, I think. Or maybe it was to bring evil spirits and bad luck. One or the other. Maybe it'll help ease your mind a bit. Ah, gotcha. But, Toph, even if the whole situation is haunted, then there shouldn't be any evil spirits. Right? I wouldn't know. But I might need your lighter. For what? Well, the drink needs to be lit up. Hey! I just think your lighter might give it that extra magic boost it needs. Compared to just using a regular flame, I mean. Why are you gonna make me anyway? Nah, I trust you. Here. Been spending the entire game trying to give him back the lighter, and he hands it over so easily. Thank you. It exudes an interesting feeling. Into the drawer it goes. I was just kidding, I'm not making a f***ing drink. Okay, then make me this magical drink you learned of. I've already forgotten what it was. Coffee, honey, lemon. Coffee, honey, lemon. Coffee, honey, lemon. I've made this myself before, but I've never had this slew of other ingredients. Coffee Talk, did you... The sales for Coffee Talk one were good, huh? Yeah? We've got animations for the drinks now. I'd love more of that kind of stuff, do you know what I mean? Again, it's a lot of fucking effort and shit like that, and it detracts from the pixel art style of it. But just like the wee animations and the cup and stuff like that. Queemada. Google, help me here. Queemada. It's an alcoholic beverage. It's like punch. I thought I didn't serve alcohol, but I suppose, you know, we're making an exception. It's good. It's good, old Jorji. Can't let him down. Here you go. It's a flaming cup. Have at it. The protection is you won't need to go to the street because you'll be at the burn ward. So drink up. Here you go. Oh, careful. Dang, Tom. There's really something else. Sure, it's okay to drink. Yeah, just blow it out first. I don't have a fucking Scooby, mate, but go on. But I'll take responsibility if anything happens, I guess. I'm just being silly, aren't I? Sorry for boring you with all this stuff, though. You even made me this crazy drink to make me feel better. Maybe I just wanted to make a crazy drink. Don't say that. I'm always happy to help however I can. And apparently also whoever. Thanks. Man. At least with crooks you can actually deal directly with them, you know? Not the case with apparitions. Not with that attitude. Huh? Hi? I can't go back a day. I thought that was... kinda? Vaguely? Is that one of Lucas's pals? I don't know. Everything can be caught with a little elbow grease. Not actual elbow grease. It would make that mistake again. I wouldn't make that mistake again. McQueen? Is that you? Hello, Williams. It's been a while. It is you. Surprise just keep them coming this week. Let me go over there. You could have just... I mean, you could have just did that right away. Anyway, hi, McQueen. Random guy. You know each other? More or less. We were brunch buddies. I won't tell your wife. It's... Lips are sealed. Brunch buddies? Brunch buddies. I feel like I'm meant to say brunch buddies in the same serious tone. But I don't like to talk about it. I still get nightmares. What? I feel you. I wasn't sure we were going to make it out alive. You're truly the lucky ones. Without a doubt. I'll just take both your words for it. Good. Because I don't like to talk about it. Character in Coffee Talk who doesn't like to talk. Love it. So what brings you here, detective? Surely not the coffee. Hey, I'm right here. Secret police business. I've not read the briefing yet. Not enough about me. Tell me about your supernatural problems. Yeah? Need to bust a ghost? Oh. Well, busting might be a bit much. I was just talking to Toph about getting over my fear of that stuff. And ghosts. Something like that. I'm weak against ghostly looking things. Ghost type moves are super effective against me, you see. I get freaked out easily. For example, I admit I get a little spooked by what happened in Bourne Street the other day. Ah, I remember that. I know very well that unchecked fears leads to prejudice. That's why it's a no-no in my book. It even pains me to admit that out loud. Sometimes the toughest case to crack is ourselves. Other times it's ghosts. Who is McQueen? How do you do it, detective? Cases, man. Been probably lose all my hair by now if I were you. Try not to think about it all that much. When I do think about it, think, who else will do it? Nobody. That's it. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, once I get over the dead part, they're just like you and me. Look, I remember this one case where investigating a haunted apartment. This lady, her husband had recently passed away, but wasn't moving on, if you get my drift. Real deadbeat. Couldn't take a hint. Anyway, we had to go in and exercise the place, right? But the husband caught wind, and he's retreated into the basement. Wouldn't get the technicians on it, the technicalities of it, but it's harder to get a ghost out of a basement or an attic. It's all about ankles here, really. I mean, I get it. It used to be his home. All his stuff is still there. It's hard. I get that. So I'm slowly going down the stairs to try and coax him up. Bam! Next minute, all this romantic music is playing, and the whole place is lit by spotlight. Basic sensory illusions, classic ghost trick. Then, before I know what hit me, I'm sitting at the pottery wheel, and he's behind me. Wait, isn't that the plot of the 1990 film Ghost? Oh, maybe. We had a movie night at work and I dozed off before it started. The story must have slipped into my subconscious. Riveting. Yep. Were you also a brunch buddy? Hey, detective. Hey, people I don't know. Did you get your important errand sorted? You're not even looking at him, man. You're looking at me. Did I get my errand sorted? My errand for today is to make this video, to drink this coffee. That is it. I sure did. Dooley. You can see crumbs stuck in your face. That's just the rain. It's very ready rain. Falling over my... falling all over your top. That's blood from the gunshot wound. Healed up, though. You're actually holding a receipt from the donut shop. That's why they pay the big bucks, detective. So what I miss? I don't know. The script writers, I think, were maybe high the day that they decided to write day 10. We're talking about getting rid of Officer Williams' fear of ghosts. Hey. Ghosts? Yeah, you're afraid of them, right, Dilly? No, I never met one. We stopped a ghost riot. Ghosts aren't real. Hey, you don't need to be scared of them, easy. There you go, I guess. Sorry that wasn't much help. Nah, what you said, that they're just like us. It was a good thing to remind of. Exactly, used to be alive just like us. As long as they don't try to eat, possess, violently murder you, you should be fine. Very reassuring. Just talk to them. Feel their culture, listen to their issues, and spectral whales. Treat them like any other person with spectral whales. See what's on the inside. Maybe take them to dinner first. Which should be easy, since you can see through them. I thought you didn't believe in ghosts. It's best to not overthink anything he says. I certainly don't. They have brunch later. They don't have brunch because he's smart, okay? Has brunch because of those arms. Well, thanks for the advice. I think it'll help. Our pleasure. Now, Dilly, I think we should read that case briefing and find out why we're here. Already did. Oh? Turns out we were meant to arrest the person driving that taxi. Instead of taking it all the way to Seattle, yes. Why? The driver was such a picabra. Okay, let's get out of here, Dilly. Good luck, officer. Thanks, McQueen. A lot. You too, Officer Dooley. Bye, guy. Good luck with your rat problem or whatever. Bye, Coffee Wizard. Yeah. I'm a level 13 Coffee Wizard. I'm subclassing into Bard. Take care. That was interesting. Did you meet them before or after your wife? Just so I know what not to say to anyone. Well, what do you know, Tove? Looks like my good luck is back. Feeling like $1,000,000 now. Very glad you do. Thanks anyway, Tove. I really did nothing much. I pretty much just sat here and clicked the enter button until they left. Are you gonna be okay? Okay enough to start thinking about what I need to do next. I'm done here for the night. Alright. You have a good evening, alright? Please keep me updated, officer, and stay safe. Will do. Those people. Alright then. That was an evening. Maybe go check the stock and... Huh? Cat? Riona! How you doing? Miss Riona, welcome. Hello. How's the traffic out there? It's a mess. There's a construction work taking place on Leona Avenue. Oh, I can imagine the gridlock already. Fortunately, I have no deliveries to make today. I know, I saw. No, that's my brew pad. Back, unfortunately, can't block him. Yeah, I saw. No deliveries. I hearted it. Did you know that? Anyway, I'm going to click the enter button a bit more. That's great, I'm happy to hear that. So, anything can I make for you this evening? I'd like something for my throat. I would appreciate a cup of tea infused with lemon and a touch of honey. That's all I've been making recently. Wait, isn't that the thingy? Isn't that Midsummer Night's Dream? Why did I... Sugar's wearing off, sugar's wearing off. Tea. Honey. Lemon. Brew, please. Tea. Lemon. Honey. Just look up your brew pad that you have. Cup of warm Midsummer Night's Dream for you, miss. That's what we call it here. How whimsical. It's shit. It's wonderful. Sweet, but well balanced with lemon, and slight bitterness of the tea complements the taste. Thank you. You're so very welcome. By the way, you just missed Officer Jorji for by a few seconds. It would have been great if you could have explained to him that you're a ghost. Is that so? How is he? He's been thinking about what you said quite a bit, actually. One might even say overthinking. Oh. He's currently dealing with plenty of clues he isn't used to. That's why he's hard at work at the moment. I see. Would you mind doing me a favour? Oh, what do you need? Could you give my contact information to him? We only connected via Bluetooth last time, so... Oh. An email address and phone number are written on it, belonging to Riona Sheeran. Piece of blue card. Okay, yeah, I get it. Put it in the drawer. Wait, that's still... Is it illegal to superglue a lighter to a police officer? Serious answers only, please. And I'm just put them in the... I don't want to start a Reddit thread about it, alright? What I said a few days ago may have been a bit overwhelming. Is it possible that I spoke more than was necessary? All because I couldn't help but feel a pang of bitterness knowing what happened to the tree. That's entirely understandable though. But it's not my intention to interfere with his work. As such, if he requires any assistance, please do let me know. So it's the least I could do, as I realised there would be plenty of difficulty obtaining information. How am I going to give him his lighter and the contact information? We're going to have to pick. Oh, I mean, because Officer Jorji is a human, and we semi-physical beings have our own way of sharing information. As such, I understand what you mean. Okay. I just do not wish to incriminate anything or anyone. It's fine, I get it. I'm glad. Who's in the chair? I'd say you've already helped him out in more ways than one. Hmm? Sorry, did you say something? Who's in the chair? I was zoning out a little. No, nothing. I'll pass this off to him. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Bad traffic aside, how are you? I'm... To be honest, I've had a lot in my mind of late, and I don't know how to express it without sounding pathetic. You know, I'm all ears. I'm all up for people sounding pathetic, alright? That may actually be part of the problem, I'm afraid. Pardon? You know, I've held conversations with more individuals over the past week than I have in the past few years. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's troubling. Oh, sorry about that. We'll make sure to ignore you from now on, I guess. I don't mean it I mean it necessarily in a negative way. It's just... I used to believe that I had a settled life objective. But I've been doubting it lately. How come? The satyr. I finally heard back from Miss Rachel yesterday. Oh! That's right, that thing. Oh, any good news? No. Our fields are, admittedly, quite different, so I was not expecting much. However, she provided me with some contacts who may be of assistance, even though they had no direct connection to the audience I'm trying to reach. I see. She explained clearly why she thinks I should contact them, however, which I am thankful for. That's very thoughtful of her. So, what's the battle plan? And why are you troubling yourself? Doubting yourself, sorry. In essence, the advice is to slowly increase my network, to make myself known. Oh. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? You can probably guess my concern about it. I think so, but you could give me a refresher. Just in case, I don't know, someone only plays this like on a semi-monthly, weekly trifecta basis, but it's fine, I remember. Just so I don't misunderstand, of course. I feel like that would be a shortcut, so to speak. Right. She did, however, remind me of an important and humbling fact. That would be? Well... Oh, but it's not guaranteed you'll get anything out of it, don't you think? Unless you're really, really sure the so-called shortcut is 100% going to work. Because you'll have to do way, way more than just making a few calls and waiting for callbacks, you know? Let's pretend she was doing an impression. I'd say it was a decent impression of her. Thank you. After that, she told me a story about her early career experiences, both the good and the bad. Getting noticed is truly only the beginning. Then it is either a matter of letting your talents speak for you, or you go out there and develop connections with the right people. Even then, still no guarantee of success. After listening to her explanation, I respect Miss Rachel's determination. I can certainly see how it worked out for her. But then I was left wondering whether Mr. Lucas meant something similar during our first meeting. Right. I thought it all sounded familiar, because I remember it like it was 9 days ago. Will you try her suggestion then? No. I don't know. Is it difficult? No more difficult than sending reels to every audition I've come across. And being rejected by every single one. But for some reason I feel conflicted about it. Speaking of Mr. Lucas, he and I have also continued our correspondence. Although, perhaps it was more like a necessity. Did something happen? He was... stuck? Pardon? Actually, he posted about it on social media last night. I know. Oh. I might have seen that. Did you? I've come across it when I was updating my schedule and responded out of concern. Then he called me almost immediately. He was loud and drunk. All sounds in order. And extremely drunk. Really? He denied it at first, but it was too obvious not to notice. He told me he was walking aimlessly, deep in thought, and entered Kerry Park without realising he had done so. Must have been some deep thinking he was doing, and I think it's rained pretty hard last night. Well, I wouldn't know. The bus to and from there is currently not operating after 10 PM. Which is why I sent him a message informing him of that fact, as he seemed to be unaware of it. Right. So he called me to ask if there was any other mode of public transit nearby, because he's a rich white boy and doesn't know his way about. Wouldn't it be easier for him to just call a cab? He told me he wanted to know the city better. At midnight? Why not? After all, you operate your business after dark yourself. Touche, yeah, you know. Okay, fair point. I took 10 points of damage. Perhaps he just didn't want to go home yet. It might be mistaken here, but I thought he doesn't like drinking. Wasn't it party? Nevertheless, I think last night was quite different. It appears he had dinner with his team, and he needed the extra courage in order to negotiate with them about his proposed new direction. Oh. I see. I suppose it didn't go as expected. Perhaps. And I know that feeling all too well. Miss. However, he said he will keep negotiating until they reach a compromise. Well, great! He's currently in the hospital getting his stomach pumped. That's why she's telling us all this information and not him. Just so you know. Is it though? Miss Rachel told me about the hoops. I thought they'd misspelled it. Apologies. If anybody's misreading it, it's fucking me. About the hoops she had to jump through at the beginning of her career with her teammates as well. Likewise, Mr. Lucas had to work hard to obtain approval from his team for his actions. How can they still be so positive? What do you mean? I just cannot picture myself convincing others to give me a chance like that. Almost wanted to ask, why do we have to be at the mercy of others in order to succeed or fail? Can't talent speak for itself? But if I truly believed that, with the numbers of rejections I've received so far, I should have stopped a long time ago, shouldn't I? Right, that's why it doesn't work that way. What do you mean? To let talent speak for itself, we would all have to have the same standards. I see what you mean. Art would cease to be art if it were standardised, wouldn't it? However, doesn't that imply that everything still depends on the whims of individuals judging you at the moment? How does someone like Miss Rachel or Mr. Lucas manage to be fine with that? It's called not giving a fuck. So, YouTube, sorry. I know that you lot give a fuck majorly, but it's called not giving a fuck. Perhaps because they don't see it as the be-all and end-all. What do you mean? Rather than viewing them as judges with the authority to determine their fates, perhaps they simply see them as hills to either overcome or avoid, if that makes sense. Just a matter of perspective as to where the power lies. Yeah, it's just a challenge. Look, life's just a challenge run, that's all. But it's not easy to climb those hills, especially if you've never done it before. Therefore, it's good to try and find out what works for you, or ask for guidance or assistance even. Because one can't possibly know every single way to overcome obstacles, or be able to safely recognise warning signs without first learning about them from others. Is that what you're trying to say? Probably a lot dumber, but yeah. Still. Miss Riona? Ah, yes. Sorry, I got a bit lost in my thoughts. You're fine, I promise. But speaking of Mr. Lucas, what happened to him after the call? I picked him up and drove him home. Oh, But I thought you were located in Bellevue. I am. But I still had unfinished business in downtown area. Moreover, he suddenly began singing quite loudly nearing the end of the call, which led me to conclude that it would be best for me to go and fetch him. I see. How was his singing, in your opinion? It wasn't too bad. Not for the fact that he was screaming most of the lyrics, that is. Well, his hoodie was soaked when I arrived, so he had to take it off before getting into my car. Thankfully, the water did not completely soak through his shirt, so he remained relatively dry. However, so I had to lay down the seat covers as his fur got rather wet. Hope he didn't get sick then. Aside from that, was he okay? Considering the situation you mentioned earlier, I mean. Well, he happily asked me to do karaoke with him, which I declined. Probably for the best. Could have been entertaining, though. We should all go out for karaoke. I've never been to karaoke. Fun fact. Fun fact of the day. Hope you enjoy that one. I ended up taking him for a drive, though, as I needed to take care of my unfinished business. Late night delivery? No, I was buying a pie. At midnight? Yes. Why? Concerned you may have competition. No, not at all. Damn it, I knew I should say pie. Maybe a little bit. Pie talk doesn't have the same ring to it, does it? It's coffee talk, just... Oh, Toph, you'll be fine. I sort of want to know just so I can inform Officer Jorji about it. Oh? Why? His daughter loves pies. When his car was vandalised, Officer Jorji was planning to buy pies for his family's get-together. But the report took a while, and then the weather was bad, and by the time he was able to get the taxi, he thought everything was already closed. I see. But he takes pride in being a Seattleite. That rolls off the tongue so easy. So I wonder if he knows about it already. Well, it's a very small kiosk attached to a pub. Very easy to miss. The spot is known as Disco Pie. It's a good name. I've got to tell Officer Jorji that they're putting drugs in the pies. Serves fresh pies until 1 AM. Interesting. Good to know. Thanks. Lights a Molotov. Getting back to the story though, you both went for pies then? Yes, and it seemed to fascinate him, for some reason. What did you each get? I ordered a slice of warm apple crumble with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. I've also... Another fun fact. America, and I suppose other countries as well, have like a thing about pies. Like chocolate pies and pumpkin pie and sweet potato pie and all that kind of stuff, right? We have Scotch pies, which are fine, but ours are all like meat-based. I've never had like a dessert pie. I've had apple pie once in my life, and I don't like it. I like apples the way they are. So I've also never really had a dessert pie. This episode is just making me realize I've got a very boring fucking limited life. And a large cup of piping hot coffee with a little bit of milk. They serve coffee. They serve pie and coffee? Ouch. I feel betrayed. Truly. Oh. But it was my suggestion since I thought he needed to warm up. Double ouch. I apologise. Do I? I'll live. Little piece of advice though. A glass of warm water might be better for the inebriated. Coffee's not the best at retaining fluids and thus preventing hangovers. Ah, that's really good information to know. This is why you're the best barista, Toph. Thank you. Okay, my feelings are hurt slightly less now. And what did you get for yourself? I had a slice of hibiscus blueberry mint pie. It sounds interesting. You know what I mean? Like, that sounds like an interesting flavour profile. And just so you know, I did not order anything to drink. Good. Good. Drinks aside, what an interesting combination for a pie. How do you like it? I enjoyed it. You serve hibiscus here too, don't you? I remember to order it next time. Please do. And so we continued our conversation afterwards. That was when he told me that he had not given up on his goals, despite the many disappointments with his team. He also told me why he does not drive at all. The drinking? Really? Why? Is the hooves. On second thought, it may be better to hear the story directly from him another time. I apologise. No problem, I understand. We also discussed quite a few things we have in common. Really? Yes, surprisingly. And before I knew it, it was already nearing 5 AM. Must have been a gripping conversation. I am not sure. However, his exhaustion seemed to finally catch up with him then, so I drove him home. Aren't you tired as well? No, banshees don't get tired. I saw that. You saw it too. I should go now. Alright, will you be okay? I have a lot to think about. Thank you for being patient with my concerns. Not at all. Anytime. Have a good evening then, Toph. Come back again soon. Take the ghost with you. I don't know how to feel about that. See. Okay, that's day 10. Anyway, that is your whack for today. I don't know how. Actually, I do know exactly how many, but we're scared. I don't want to see anything. So we have. Wait, what? Okay, character. Apparently, they two are characters in this, but we're missing someone. Anyway, we have 5 more days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have 5. We have 5 more days. So, that's your whack for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, bat the subscribe button, like the video, keep your banter in the section down below, all that jazz. Catch you nuggets in the next one. Alright, cheery bye.